We've been asking you a lot about Kelsey recently anyway, but 35 tonight seemed like she was seeing a huge net up there. Where did you see her getting those points, attacking? What was kind of open in that way for her?
Yeah, I think early she knocked down a couple of long jumpers when they were playing zone, so she got some open looks and knocked them down, so that was really good. And then did a really good job of attacking when they went man and making the right reads, making the right plays. And you know, so much of the way that she's able to score depends on great screeners, and AB is obviously an outstanding screener, gets her open looks. You know, and getting her the ball on time and on target is important, and I think we did a good job of doing that.
It was Michaela's season high too. I don't know if this is the perfect way to phrase this, but what does it take for a rookie to kind of earn the trust of a veteran head coach, and how does that stay or maintain for someone like that?
It's different for every team, but with this team in particular, because she's kind of playing behind Tosh, you know, she doesn't always get probably the minutes that she could get, and depending upon lineups, you know, playing behind AB or Dee. But she's really done a great job of staying ready. You know, we talk a lot about staying ready so you don't have to get ready. And, you know, one of the benefits of having a deep team is that if you don't have it one night, somebody else does. One of the challenges of having a deep team is that people deserve to play that don't always get to play. And KK's been ready, and she continues to get better. And I was, you know, happy to see her come out and make that impact right away.
Khloe had 8 points today too. Just what impressed you about her coming with one day of practice?
Yeah, the ability to stretch the floor. You know, she did a really good job of understanding offense, understanding where she was going to get hers, and then staying shot ready. I like, you know, how she was defensively too. She didn't allow any easy entry passes. You know, but she just gives us a different look than any of our other post players. You know, sometimes you'll see us go small with Sophie or Lexi at the 4. And with Khloe on our roster right now, we don't have to do that. She has really good size, and she has that same ability to stretch the floor.
What went into, you know, Khloe and Michaela playing over Dee today?
Yeah, I mean, more than anything, they were playing zone. And so bringing in Khloe early and having 4 shooters around AB was important. You know, KK, it was going with her early just to see what she could give us on the defensive end. You know, I felt like they got too many easy looks. KK's versatility allows us to play her defensively in a different way than we can play Dee. And then they had it rolling in the first half, and so we just stayed with that 8 or 9 or however many there were.
Kelsey, she talked about briefly, but just any concerns with her health during that game? Looked like she got a little banged up there.
Not yet. You know, obviously there were concerns when it happened. You know, again, you know, sometimes protecting airborne shooters and making sure that, you know, freedom of movement, all that stuff is so important. So there's concerns while that's going on. There's going to be concerns about her recovery, but not as far as anything acute that I know of. But we haven't really had that conversation yet.
One at the end of the first half, is that a contact injury? Did she just bounce off and land the wrong way?
Is that the one where she was kind of holding her groin? Yeah, no, that was a contact injury. Yeah.
In your eyes, is that the most zone you guys have seen from an opponent this year, and how do you feel like you guys handled it?
Yeah, consistently, yeah. You know, I feel like when we executed what we were supposed to execute, we got what we wanted. But we lost our minds a couple of times and got a little bit stagnant. You know, didn't quite understand what we were looking for. You know, it's different because we run a lot of our man stuff against the zone, and so just making sure that we look for the right reads. But timing of it is important, and I felt like our timing was off a little bit. And so, you know, I think for as much as as few possessions as we've seen it, we grew through it, which was the most important thing.
When you start kind of getting into this point of the season down the stretch, how do you kind of try to find the balance between, you know, focusing on what you guys need to do, but being aware of, you know, what's happening in the teams around you?
Yeah, I mean, we can only control what we can control. And we've got to really be where our feet are and focus on us. You know, that's, as a staff, obviously and players are aware of it. But as far as it being a daily conversation, no, we have to take care of what we can control.